Hey guys, welcome to the brake shop. That's right. Today we're gonna do the almighty junkyard LS find. We're gonna go to the junkyard. We're gonna pull one out. We're gonna rebuild it on a budget. We're gonna throw it in the dyno. We're gonna see how much power it makes. No, we're not gonna do any of that. None of that happened. No. This is a video we've been trying to put up for about 2.5 months, and enjoy. This is what happens. Welcome back to the brake shop. As you see, we're not in the shop. We're at the boneyard. We're here at the pull apart. We're going after 6-liter LS. If you notice, it's a 2011. Let me see if I can get you pointed here. Those heads are LS3 heads. So it can be a 2011 6-liter. We don't know if the Camaro's gonna get it. We don't know if the S10's gonna get it. But we're gonna kind of record a little bit of this as we go. So stay tuned. All right, we got an update going right here. We've been working for about 1.5 hours, and we had to do some disassembly. It's really tight against the firewall. So we're gonna yank the engine and the transmission together. Anybody didn't believe me, these LS3 heads, look at those ports. Anybody didn't know this was a 6-liter? That is a 6.0 right there. They kept making these things all the way through like 2011. So we got the front accessories off. Got the engine mounts on both sides out. We just cut the seat belts. We're gonna make the loops around the exhaust manifolds to pull it with the A-frame lift they have here. Wiring harness has been disconnected. This has actually been kind of butchered as it is, so I'm not really worried about most of that stuff. We did have to take the water pump and the fan to gain a little access, and we will be cutting the fuel line back there so we can retain the fuel rails on the Trailblazer SS intake, which that's right here. All right, we're gonna go grab an A-frame and try and drag it over here and yank this thing out. Maybe we're trying to set you up on a little tripod and maybe view us pulling it out. All right, I'll catch up to you. All right, I got the A-frame on it. I got my chain hooked up to my seat belts. It gives a few tugs before I make this a real boring video. Make sure it's going to start coming out. Now, keep in mind the transmission is still attached. This is a 4x4 transmission, so I'm not interested in the transmission itself. This is another thing. If you're shopping for one of these in the boneyard, here's a few things that I did notice. Look how many lug nuts this thing has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lug nuts. So if you're looking around the boneyard, you're looking for a 6-liter or something like that, probably a work truck like this one is. This is like a 2011. The more lug nuts it has, the bigger the engine and the more heavy duty it is. So just if you're looking for one, that's something to keep in mind. Well, it's out. It really wasn't that hard, and really didn't have the free hands to show you yanking it out with the A-frame here, but we took the transmission with it. Basically, we're just going to lower it to the ground. We're going to take the bell housing bolts out. We're going to release the transmission, and we're just taking the engine. All right, guys. We'll give you an update when it's on the wagon. Well, we got it up here. We're getting ready to go to the line and pay for it. But this is everything we're getting. We're getting a complete engine with the accessories for the intake. Wasn't too bad. It only took us like 2.5 hours to pull this thing out of the truck. Well, the problem we're having with is a torque converter. This thing seems to be locked up a little bit, so we don't know if it's hydraulically locked or if it's some sort of bearing or crank damage. But, we'll find out. Well, just giving you an update. We've got it home, but I've not been able to put it on the engine stand because I can't get the torque converter off. The engine is locked up. I don't know if this is a flood car or if the thing had a blown head gasket, but whatever's going on, I can't get the engine to turn over. So we're going to resort down to just blowing it apart right here and dismantling it like it is and get it to the machine shop as soon as possible. All right, keep you updated. All right, we're here at the machine shop. We're getting ready to drop the block off. We did buy the warranty with this thing just in case it was cracked. We don't really know its condition. Pretty much blew it all the way down to pretty much the way you see it. We had an issue getting the balancer off, but we stopped here by the machine shop and they let us borrow their nice little 3-jaw puller. See how that goes on. I tell you, we fought with this thing for about 2 days. You come to the machine shop and give you the right tool for it, man, it comes right off. But if you didn't see the way it was before, like the engine wouldn't spin over because the cylinders are a little on the rusty side. Looks like it was maybe this vehicle was a flood car, maybe a blown head gasket or something. But I do have hope in it because look, it does spin over very, very easily. But this will probably be the last time you see this thing for a little while. Be gone for a couple of months, probably getting some machine work done. All right, well guys, here's a 6-liter. It's been a few days since we was at the machine shop. Turns out this thing was a total bust. These lifters, I'm sorry, these cylinders are in pretty bad shape. The machinist said he didn't know if 30 over would clean that up. It wouldn't be such a bad deal, except we ended up finding this when we cleaned it up. This is already a reman engine from Jasper. The block's already 30 over. And with these cylinders as bad as they are, it's not gonna be worth our time. So, you know, better luck next time. So you saw in the video of the result of the 6-liter, and it sucks.
Yeah, very disappointing. Now, look, there's probably a reason that car was in the junkyard anyway.
But we're not telling you don't pull an engine. By all means, go pull an engine.
Yeah. Just be aware, like pulling an engine from the junkyard, it's a gamble.
And sometimes it's great. All right, so here's another example of a junkyard jewel. This is one I pulled out years ago, before I ever pulled out that 6-liter. And this is a 98 Vortec. Roller cam, great condition. This one spins over just fine. The only problem with it, the heads were cracked. And that's a known condition for the Vortec heads. And I've already blown this one apart, and the oil system was great. The bearings probably didn't need to be changed. I've already notched the pistons, marked them for the cylinder. I'm gonna take it to the machine shop, and we're gonna clean it. We're gonna put new cam bearings in it. Probably just put a rough hone in the cylinders. I'm probably not gonna touch the crankshaft. I'm gonna put all standard pistons back in it and standard bearings in it. This thing seemed to be a great find. Some people talk about the timing chains on these things being pretty weak, but that's actually not a weak chain at all. This thing probably had about 200,000 miles on it, and this chain had virtually no stretch. Another good point is that this piston has not been bored over. There's no stampings on there for an overbore. So it's still a standard 350. So here's the camshaft that came out of it. Now, online, people dyno these things bone stock, making about 315 horsepower with this cam here. My plan is to put an LT1 cam in there. It's pretty cheap, and it's going to add a few more ponies to it than this thing. Alright, so now the ultimate plan for the engine, it's going in the Camaro. Originally the 6-liter was going to go in the Camaro, but since that busted, we're going to go with this. We're going to replace the 307 with a modern 350. Alright guys, hope you liked the video today, and in the comments down below, let us know about your junkyard experience.
Yeah, did you have a junkyard jewel or a junkyard bust?
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
All right, see you next time.